Hi everyone. Hi Bailey, Valerie, Olive, Athena, Hendrix. Do you remember we were talking about things that make sound? We talked about musical instruments like wind instruments and stringed instruments. In percussion, now, percussion means you hit something and it makes sound. Now why does it make sound? Well, anything that produces sound, especially musical notes, is something that vibrates. That means moves back and forth very, very rapidly, possibly hundreds of times a second. And that produces a sound. What it does when it vibrates is produces sound waves, which are a little bit complicated to explain, but when they get to your eardrum, they make it vibrate back and forth, and you hear that as sound. Now, the size of the sound producing object has a lot to do with the pitch of the sound. Pitch means how high or how low a sound is on a musical scale. That's how we make music. Music is sound that we like, not noise, of various pitches that blend together to produce sounds that we like. That's called music. Now I have in here some water glasses, and they have water in them, not all the same amount. Now, the part that has the water in it seems to be the part that does the vibrating. Hear that? That doesn't even have any water in it. Those are different pitches. Now, you can use items like this to make music. Let's see if you recognize this. You knew what that song was? I bet you've heard it before because it's a nursery rhyme. Sometime you can tell me what you think you heard. Now, we don't normally make musical instruments out of objects with water in them. Usually they're made out of wood or metals or whatever. Some percussion instruments pretty much look like cymbals. This isn't a cymbal, of course, but when you hit it, it vibrates. Now you actually hear two different pitches here. One, the metal itself vibrates, and two, the object as a whole vibrates, producing a sound of a different pitch. Now let's try that and see what we get. This one is a fairly big object. It's obviously the lid of a pan. And by the way, we call this kitchen sounds or kitchen music because all of these are items you can find in a kitchen. Now I'm going to hit this and listen carefully and see if you can pick up those two pitches. Now, let's try this, which is a little smaller. And one that's smaller yet. That's why if you've ever seen bells in a steeple, or even the keys on a xylophone, they're different sizes, aren't they? The smaller sizes vibrate the fastest and produces the highest pitches of sound. It's the same thing for voices. Usually women's voices, their voice boxes, their vocal cords are smaller than those of men. And that's why women are usually singing at the highest pitches, called soprano, and the men are singing at lower pitches, called basses. So there are a lot of different ways that you can produce different pitches of sound. Oh, one more thing. Please don't try what I did here yourself. This is glass. If it breaks, you get a mess, and you get sharp edges that can cut. So you be safe, okay? Do it one more time. And on that cheerful note,